everybody, it's Stephen and Walter with another episode from our Oz trip. Today had some minor frustrating points with it. We'll tell you all about those in a second. So we got up this morning and we went in and had breakfast at the place we're staying in Tamworth. What was that called?
Ridges Powerhouse.
Ridges, yeah. It's where we had dinner last night, and we do discuss the dinner. You'll see that later on in the video. It was a nice dinner, actually. It cost us a fair amount, but we discussed that already, so I'm not going to go ahead and talk any more about that right now. So we were on our way here. We're in the Hunter Valley. The Hunter Valley is famous for its wineries, all kinds of wineries here. It's one of several different places in Australia where they make their own wine. We've been to the Barossa Valley, which is over on more on the west coast. And
Barossa Valley's near Adelaide.
Well, isn't that the west coast?
No, it's middle central, south central area of.
I stand corrected. So it's
the west coast is Margaret
down
Valley, and we didn't go to Margaret Valley.
Okay, whatever. So here we are in the Hunter Valley, and I'm just going to move my chair because I'm getting sunlight. We're sitting outdoors on the deck that came with this place. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But so we drove here. It was what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, about that.
From that, and yeah, no big deal. And we got here, except that, and you'll see it in the video, we went down a whole bunch of like dirt roads.
Yeah, the GPS took us in the back way.
Yeah, we snuck in the back way, and we now know that, and makes much more sense because this is a big resort. It is a golf club, private golf club, as well as resort, and it has these, I don't know, for lack of a better word, villas, kind of a thing, and that's what we are in. And the villas are designed that there are 2 sets of rooms in each villa. There's a lower level and then an upper level, and we're in the upper level. So
we're in the lower level. The upper level is above.
Oh, that's right. We're in the lower level. Okay, just because I'm looking out here on the balcony, off the balcony, and the balcony is up high. So, anyways, yeah, we're on the lower level, and the other side has a staircase that takes them up to above us. Now, there's nobody else here in this particular part. This is a really large resort, and it climbs up around a hill.
Yeah, they've got hundreds of bungalows or villas or whatever in here.
And where we are right now is pretty private, because I don't know if anybody else is in any of these other ones.
From what I gather when I was booking it on the internet, that some of these villas or whatever are actually condos that people can buy.
Oh.
Or timeshares or something like that.
Yeah. So anyways, so that gives us some privacy here. We're here for 2 nights. So when we first walked into the place, and you'll see the video of that, we were kind of impressed because it's huge. It has a big kitchen, fully equipped. You walk into a living room that has a large television set, a couple of sofas, love seats, I guess, big coffee table. It has a little dining room area. It's not that little.
A big table.
A table that'll. Yeah, well, I was going to jump to the table. It seats about 6 or so around it, so it's a good sized dining room table. It has 2 bedrooms. Both bedrooms have a queen-size bed in them, and both bedrooms have, well, the one has an ensuite that has a tub, a shower, and sink and toilet and everything. The other one, you kind of walk across a little short hallway, and it just has a shower, toilet, and sink. There isn't a bathtub in there. And then, of course, we have this big deck that we're sitting on right now, and it's got a table and chairs, and it has like 6 chairs around a large table. So, yeah, this is pretty big. We're off to one side of it right now, where we're sitting. And it looks out over the mountains and the valley, kind of a thing. Trees, nature, and forest, and that. You may hear a few things in the background. Wildlife, probably snakes, spiders, I don't know, here as well. So yeah, when we first came in, we were impressed. Not only that, there was a little surprise. Little surprise was I opened up a cupboard and there's a washer dryer, which you didn't book for a washer.
No, actually, I didn't even know they had some with washer and dryers. In fact, it just sort of showed a basic room that had a small, what they said, it wasn't a private balcony. And then they had this room that was a little bit more, and it had a private balcony, and I liked that idea. And it was just supposed to be a king bedroom with a living room and a kitchen and the private balcony. And I didn't realize it would be 2 rooms or whatever. So I think they changed it to 2 rooms. So
Yeah. So anyways, I'm hoping that you're not hearing the wind on this because there's a little bit of a breeze. It is a little bit cooler right now, 20 degrees C.
but it feels, for some reason,
Feels warmer.
Well, yeah, right now it's a bit of a breeze, but earlier this morning we got up and it was like 10 degrees, and which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel to me as cool as what 10 would be out.
No.
So
No. So anyways, but a lot of them were bundled up as well this morning, for the cold weather. Philippa sent me a message. Thank you, Philippa, at 6:30 this morning. Still in bed. A text message, although I was awake, stating that it was about 16 degrees in Brisbane this morning. She goes, had to get out her woolies for it. Bit of a joke on that.
yeah, because she kept saying winter was coming.
Yeah, winter is coming. So that's what she wrote. Winter is here. So anyway, so we got here. Told you about the room and the whole bit. Now I'm going to tell you about a bunch of things that we didn't first notice when we got into the room, but we don't notice since and have had put in some, well, basically complaints about it. First thing off, we got in the room. We checked in. Very nice at the checkout. Gave us an extensive little booklet that has maps and advertising for wineries and things like that. And there are neighbors next door over on the far side. That's okay. They're still far enough away. We'll shoot them later. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so that was all fine. They've got a lovely reception area. They pointed out there was coffee at one end. I think you have to pay for the coffee. It's specialty coffee. And on the other end, they do have a restaurant. Now, we do not have a package that includes breakfast because Walter looked into it. And what did you find?
Well, it was about $35 a person for breakfast, which isn't awful in here because the breakfast we had this morning was 25.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, if you just buy breakfast there, it's the same price.
Yeah.
So I thought, we don't know what we're doing here, so, and there's lots of other places around here.
And we also have a full kitchen. So we
Yeah,
can do
so
what
I
we've
just
done.
thought, I don't know if we need a full breakfast here.
No.
I mean, we could have a little something here, and then as we're going around during the day, if we see a place that sells pastries or something like that, we can grab something there.
Yeah. So anyways, so yeah, all very nice. And they did the rundown as they always do at the desk about this, that, and the other thing. And they had us sign a thing saying that while we're here for the 2 nights, we don't want any housekeeping. And because they're trying to do the environmental thing. I don't believe that it has anything to do with the environment. Have everything to believe with it cutting back on staff since COVID. If they're not cleaning everybody's room every day when they're here, they don't need as much staff, do they?
Now, mind you, in some ways, I kind of like it because that means you can be in the room anytime during the day.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about housekeeping.
You don't have to worry about walking in while housekeeping
Yeah.
is doing your room type of thing.
Because that's always a little awkward.
Yeah.
We don't like to be in the room when they're cleaning, kind of a thing. So anyways, yeah, that's not a big problem. But if you signed this thing saying that was fine with you, they gave you a $10 voucher to their restaurant or to their coffee area. Now, I have a feeling $10 is not going to really put a dent in anything that you might buy there. We haven't checked that out, see what it's about. Maybe we'll try coffee or something.
Or either that, or maybe not tomorrow morning have breakfast. Maybe have breakfast the day we're leaving.
The day we're leaving, yeah, or something like that. So we'll see. So okay, everything's fine. Now we had to get up here, and when I say get up here, we're on the side of, well, I don't know if it's a hill or a mountain. Very low mountain or very high hill, and it winds around to all these places. And yeah, we're in what I call the back 40 of this resort. Now that's what gives you the privacy, but it's a bit of a ways from the reception area. You have to drive. Well, you could walk it. I mean,
Well,
you
they supposedly
could.
have this thing. If you call the reception, they'll send a shuttle around.
Yeah, to pick
But I don't know how long that'll take.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how. Yeah, that could be half a day waiting for that. So we'll take the car or walk. Maybe walk around at one point in time. We'll see. So we're in the room and we start playing with things. First of all, I try the internet. Right, I can see the modem. It's attached to the wall. It's over in one corner. A lot of wires, actually. Several modems is what it looks like. Looks like there's a couple. There's a phone there as well. Well, I hook into the internet, or try to. Then it wants a password, as they do. But we didn't have a password because they never gave us one at the front desk. The internet never came up. Look at the size of that bird. Whoa.
Wow.
Should have got that on video. Oh, two of them. Anyways, big birds. So I hooked into it, but I didn't have a password, and there was nothing in the printed materials that they gave us that had a password in it. So I thought, okay, well, I'll call down to the reception area and ask about that. Yeah, the phone's dead. Can't get any sound. Walter didn't believe me. He had to try it for himself. Didn't work for him either. Yeah. So I thought, well, that's great. So I have no internet at the moment, and I have no phone. So we're going to have to make a little trip back down the mountain to reception for all of that. Meanwhile, Walter's playing with the heating system. Now, the heating systems are units that are in each room, and they're both an air conditioner and a heating unit. You've probably seen these things.
Yeah, they're sort of like a heat pump or something.
And you have a remote, right?
Yeah.
Well, Walter's pushing every bloody button to try and
Well,
get...
in previous places that we stayed, there's you could see where you pushed a button on the remote, and it would change from heating to cooling or something like that. Well, I couldn't figure out where that button was on this remote. And so all it was on cooling. And that's not so bad during the day. But the temperature here is supposed to go to quite cool at night. And I thought, it might be nice if it gets too cold in here, I'd want some heat, right? So I couldn't figure out how to do it at first. But after playing with it for a while, we
finally figured out. Well, Walter went onto the internet through his SIM card, not through the internet here because we're not connected to it yet, to look up a video on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Australian, I imagine a lot of Australians have these units in their homes, and so they probably would know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? But since we're Canadian, we don't own one of those units. So, and they're available in Canada, but they're not that popular.
No.
And so I wasn't sure how to deal with that. So,
but you finally figured it out.
Yeah.
With the help of YouTube. And so, but in the meanwhile, he hadn't figured it out. So I said, okay, let's go down to reception. I want to find out, got the hiccups. I want to find out about the telephone, the internet, and this heating unit. So we get down there. The girl we got at the desk, we think she may be a trainee, because when we first came in and checked in with another of the staff members, this one was dealing with another guy who looked like he was telling her how to do this, that, and the other thing. So I think she may be learning the job. She may be new on the job. Well, when we went down, I said, and they're all very pleasant, I said, we have just a couple of concerns. Hope you help us with. I said, first of all, the phone's not working. And she says, oh, yeah, because we're in the process of renovating and updating some of the rooms and that, so that's not operational. But you probably have a cell phone, so you can just use that. Okay, true. I would not be making a long-distance call on the hotel telephone or anything like that. I would be using my cellular if I needed to call someplace here locally or whatever. However, that's not the point. The point is, if I want to call reception, I have to dial an outside line on my cell phone, like your main switchboard kind of a thing. But the chances that we need that are slim, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I just said, okay, fine.
Well, luckily we have SIM cards in our
Yes.
phones for Australia, because I mean, if you didn't have a SIM card for Australia,
Your phone's
then
useless.
your phone would be useless. So you would have to have some other way of contacting them.
So anyways, okay, that was problem number one, sort of semi-solved. Problem number two, I said the internet. How do I connect into it? We don't have a password. Oh yeah, some of those ones up where you are aren't really connected to it. And I says, well, that doesn't help because I'm paying for internet
I mean,
service
there is a
here.
Wi-Fi box here. There's
Yeah,
a router box. So,
but she quickly solved that problem. She brought me out she called it a private router. Just had to plug it into the wall, and on the little screen on it, it came up, showed you what the network was, and it showed you what the password was, a number 12 miles long. And she said, yeah, that will work for you. Sorry about that. Okay, fine.
well, they could have told you that on the way in.
Of course, there's a big warning. We're got to bring that. It was in a Ziploc bag. Bring that little device back when we go to check out, or they'll charge us $300 for it. So yeah, well, not a problem. I can bring it back. That's okay. So those two problems are solved. And then we told her about the air conditioning. She really didn't have a clue what we were talking about at that point at all. And she says, oh, well, I'll call maintenance and have someone come up and look at it and that. And I said, okay, fine, thank you. So we got in the car, trundled back up the mountain to the room and everything, got in, and nobody ever did show up while we were here for maintenance. And but that's okay because, as I said earlier, Walter looked it up on the internet and found out how to operate it, so we're okay with that. I got the internet itself with the little portable private modem box to work and everything, so okay, that's working fine too. So I thought, okay, all our problems are solved, this is fine, we're okay. Then I started looking around more closely at the floors. Now, first of all, when we got into the room, something very strange. There's two love seats, and on both, or a love seat and two chairs, and the cushions on the chairs and everything, I don't mean the throw pillows, I mean the cushions that you sit on, were sitting upright, vertical, pressed against the back of the chairs. And I'm thinking, why would you have that like that? So I put them all down, put them on the chair, and thought, well, that's curious. Then I realized the coffee table. And it's a big coffee table, a big, like, marble top coffee table.
And it was heavy.
And it was heavy. And I don't know how I missed it when we first looked around the room and not tripped over it. It's blocking the entranceway between the furniture in the living room to the dining room part, like blocking it. I mean, I guess I just walked around it and I didn't think anything at the time. My mind wasn't focusing because I really now look at it and go, how did I miss that? So I said, well, wait, there's no way this is supposed to be sitting here. It must sit on the rug. That's, the chairs are set up in like an L shape, so it must be for there. So we picked it up, and like Walter said, it's heavy, and put it back there. That's when I started noticing the stuff on the floor. There's killer dust balls on the floor. And little bits and pieces of thread, things, whatever, on the carpet. Like I should worry about thread on a carpet, right? I have thread on the carpet all the time. But I'm thinking, okay, here's what happened. Somebody was in here and they were cleaning the room. They got called away or something. Never came back and finished the job. There actually is a vacuum cleaner in the closet, which I found funny because the closet has a lock on it. I wonder if yeah, I'll have to check that. I just grabbed the door to see what was behind the door, and I figured it's not going to open, it's locked. They've got something in there that they don't want us to get. No, it opened up and there's a vacuum cleaner sitting in there. So I thought that was kind of strange, but now if I put it all together, maybe it wasn't supposed to be unlocked. Maybe the person was supposed to come back and do what they were supposed to do, but they never came back. And we don't know how long ago that may have been when that all occurred. So, yeah. So we made another trip down the mountain to reception and said, hi, got the same girl. Yeah, I said, I'm sorry, we have another little problem. Told her about the floor. And told her, I had already told them beforehand that it was strange that we walked in the room and they had the cushions up. And one said, well, they might have, did you order a converted bed? A pull-out bed? I said, no. Although the couch does look like it's a pull-out bed on there. Like, I don't know where that was going with the conversation.
Well, maybe she thought, she said something about they sometimes leave the pillows up or something.
So that's his bed's there.
I don't know.
It seems strange to me because, okay, on the couch, why'd you do it on the chairs? They don't pull it out to bed. And why was the coffee table not where it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Okay. So she said, yeah, that's kind of weird. But I said, well, the thing is, and I told her my theory about whether or not someone got interrupted when they're setting up the room, right? I said, the floors. Didn't notice it when we first walked in, but we do now. There's killer dust bunnies munching at our ankles in here and things like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff on the floor. Okay. So I said, yeah. She says, I'm sorry. She says, we'll send up housekeeping to look after it. I said, well, we're going out right now, so fine. We're not going to be here for a couple of hours. So, anytime would be good with all of that. But then I said, okay, and the other girl that had checked us in, the other lady who checked us in was standing listening to all of this side. And I said, all right, I'm a little disappointed. I said, we debated whether we should book here. We've come 12,000 kilometers for this. Well, we didn't come specifically for this place, but you know what I mean. And I said, we checked out your ratings and the reviews from past customers, and they were a little bit of hit and miss, to the point where we weren't sure, should we or shouldn't we, but we decided, no, we'll give it a go. So, not impressed that the phone doesn't work. You had to give me a small modem to get internet to work, and my floors are dirty. I said, I do have a YouTube channel. I like to pull the YouTube channel card every now and then. It does help. It does help, believe me. I know you might think I'm being a little arrogant, but if you have the power, use it. I said, and I will be reviewing this. And I said, I'm not really sure how the review is going to turn out at this point in time. The other girl says, oh, well, we're so sorry about that. Can we get you coffee? No. I said, no. Oh, you don't like coffee? I didn't tell her one way or the other. I said, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. No, the right answer to that would have been, we're so sorry, sir, for the inconvenience, and then done something a little more substantial, like give us another coupon, a gift basket with bottles of champagne and flowers and fruit. I don't know, something else, just to, a coffee really just says we don't give a shit, So, anyways, we said no, and off we went and had lunch at, we went and got some stuff down at a Woolies. We found a Woolies, Woolworths, picked up some stuff. We found a bottle shop, picked up a bottle of wine, and then we went to, what was that place called? Harrigan's, which is what, a pub kind of
place, yeah.
But you said you could also stay there.
Yeah, you could stay there too.
You looked into it, didn't you?
I looked into it. When I first was booking, they had rooms. And I went off and on about this place, whether we should stay here or not. And but then by the time I tried looking at it again when I was sort of still deciding about a couple of months ago, because I had already booked here, and we had this room. But when I went on to their site a couple of months ago, they were booked full. So obviously that wasn't a good idea. But mind you, their reviews weren't good either on there, and it was more like you'd end up getting stuck in a room, and a lot of complaints about being a lot of noisy, boisterous people walking through the halls, because they have a big bar there too. So, so I kind of thought, not sure. I kind of liked one of the reasons that sold me on this place was that we would have a private balcony here.
Yeah, and just before we forget, the name of this place, in case you're ever in Australia and you're in the Hunter Valley and you're looking for a place to stay, this place is called
Oaks Cypress Valley Resort.
Yeah, in the Hunter Valley. So, if you're thinking, you can make up your own mind.
I mean,
I wouldn't say that I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in some small things.
Small things, but the room itself isn't too bad. It's
Yeah.
a bit dated inside, unless they're renovating or whatever. I like the fact that it has a big balcony. Mind you, it's a bit cool right now.
Yeah, it is.
But it has a big balcony and stuff like that.
Nice
and
view.
it's
private.
I mean, maybe a little other annoyance is the fact that you have to kind of drive to reception and back.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I do kind of like it here. So
Yeah. So I mean, now, you may think that when I was talking about those other things, well, you're just being nitpicky. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And you've heard me say this before, and I stand by what I say. We are the customer. We are paying for this. They tell you you're going to get this, this, and the other thing. I expect them to come through with it. Because you're renovating or something like that is not an excuse, because they never told us they were renovating
I know
when we
this.
booked.
Yeah, the thing is that they didn't say they were renovating that way we booked. They didn't say anything about us not having internet connection. It said
Like
that
when we checked
thing.
in, they did not say anything about any of that.
No, in fact, they even said, well, if you need a ride down to, to go to the restaurant, if you don't want to walk all the way down type of thing, you can just dial 9 on the phone. That's what she said at reception.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody will come pick you up, right?
Well, we can't dial 9 on the phone.
We can't dial 9 on the phone if the phone doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So,
and by the time they probably got a shuttle up here to get us and take us down again, well, we could walk down faster.
Yeah.
Or roll down, because it's downhill all the way. Little twists and curves that meander.
Yeah, it is
through.
a little bit. You wouldn't even want to have a few drinks.
No.
Well, you're not supposed to drink there anyway, so, and you shouldn't drink and drive. So.
Well, no, but we don't drink and drive.
But it is kind of confusing, even in the car.
Yeah.
On where to go on the road to get down, and there's another side road that comes off of that with a stop sign, which we were lucky. I stopped at that sign, even though I had right away.
Well, you had right away. You didn't have. There wasn't a stop sign for you.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I sort of slowed down or almost stopped. I'm not sure if I did stop. And somebody came whipping down that little side street, right through the stop
Right through
sign.
it. Never looked. Didn't even look. Didn't even look. Just around. Of course, this sounds bad, but she was Asian. We're pretty sure. So we're used to that in our country. Okay. Yeah. With it. But anyways, so like I said, they're all little things. We will cope. Okay, first world problems. I suppose some of you will think we're just being cantankerous old men, but we paid for it. We expect to get it. Okay? That's why, offering us a coffee for it, no. If this had been some place that had a little better customer service or something about them, they would do something, just a little something.
Well, this is an Oaks resort, and I don't know Australians here. I have read some more negative reviews on Oaks resorts in the past when I've booked hotels. I think we stayed in another Oaks resort, another Oaks hotel in Adelaide when we were in Adelaide. We were supposed to stay at an Oaks resort in Darwin. And I remember we were supposed to be there for like 3 days, and when we couldn't make it last minute, they charged us for 3 nights completely.
Yeah. Charged us for 3 nights completely. The reason we couldn't make it was not anything due to us. It had everything to do with the airline, because we had to fly there. And they just, at the very last minute, they canceled our flight. That was the last trip.
Now, a lot of other hotels, if you're staying more than one night and you have to cancel last minute, they only charge you for the first night.
Yeah. So that tells you something about the mentality of the corporation that owns this or whatever. So anyways, get off the bandwagon complaining about that stuff. Has it really hurt our holiday? No, it has not. Okay. But
however, the bugs swimming in your drink might be.
Oh, look. I've got a drink and meat. And that bug's really... what's he doing in my drink? I think the backstroke. Waiter, there's a fly in my wine. Shh. Don't say anything. Everybody will want one. Okay. He's well pickled. Okay. So, what else did we do today? Okay, so we had lunch at at Harrigan's. And then we went up to a winery not very far from there called McGuigan's. We have it on video, and bought a couple of wines.
It's a very large winery.
Yeah. In fact, their wines, some of their wines are imported to Canada as well. We actually drink McGuigan wine on a fairly regular basis.
Because it's cheap.
Because it's cheap.
And it's palatable. So.
Yeah. The 2 bottles we bought today are $30 a piece. I mean, we can't, this is the problem. We're in the wine country. But we have to drive around in the car, so Walter can't taste the wines.
Well, I'm not comfortable tasting the wines because I have to drive. So.
And I don't like tasting wines on my own. So we'll probably go around and look at some of the wineries. Now, we're finding that what we've seen so far of the wineries from the side of the road that are not impressive as
Not
far
impressive
as layout.
exteriors to look
No.
at. Like if you get the wine region in Ontario, a lot of the wineries have built great big chateaus and stuff to make it look more splashy, and that alone is a destination to look at.
Yeah. Like, yes, it doesn't affect the quality of the wine. You know, just because they have a splashy place doesn't mean that their wine is any better than anywhere else. But it's just nice to go
Well,
and see
one
them.
thing I was disappointed with McGuigan this time, it's a big winery, but they had their actual winery is when we went here in 2016, went there for a tasting and on a tour, and they had they showed us around the winery itself, and then showed us they had a big tasting room. Now the winery I think is still there, but you can't. Their tasting room isn't there anymore. No. And what they've done is they've built something. No, was it? It's a.
It is
an
sort
area.
of an area where
It's
they
like a
have,
little mall.
Yeah, like a little mall, but it's for wine tasting, and you can. There's about 4 or 5 different winery establishments that have these outlets there, and you can go in, and you can do a tasting and whatnot, and buy your wine there from them. But it's not like you're going into an area and all around you're surrounded by vineyards and things like that. There are lots of vineyards here, and there's other wineries that do have.
Yeah, I know, but it kind of spoils the atmosphere when you just go to a kiosk to.
It's kind of like going to this grocery store or going to a shopping mall and buying your wine there.
So I mean, we'd like to maybe go to a couple of other types of wineries. I'm going to do some research tonight as to. I did some research before we came, but I didn't really write anything down. So I thought, well, I'll do some more research again tonight and pick a few for tomorrow just to go to and have a look around, because we can't really buy whole piles of wine because I'm not taking it back in my suitcase.
And we're not shipping it home. It would be cost us more than the wine was worth.
Yeah.
A lot more for that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want, first of all, the weight of carrying that. I don't want to shove it in my suitcase, but the chances of it breaking.
Yeah.
And wine isn't that special to me that I'm going to have to ship it.
No, it's not like we are fine connoisseurs of wine. As you well know, if it comes in a box, we enjoy it.
So, but I do like looking at the scenery and the wineries and just, seeing... Getting a little bit more educated on what kind of wines Australia produces and stuff.
And then we can, because we do get some Australian wines in our area in Canada. So, we haven't tried them all.
And actually, this is actually a really nice area to be in.
Yeah, it's very picturesque, very lush. Mountains in the distance, the whole bit. It's very nice to come and visit here. So we'll probably go to the botanical gardens that they have tomorrow as well. They look quite extensive. We thought about doing it this afternoon, but they close at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the last time you can buy tickets and get in is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that would be a bit rushing it maybe when you're trying to, take a leisurely stroll through the gardens. And tomorrow's the weather's supposed to be nice. So we're going to do that tomorrow as well.
Yeah, maybe we can stop in a winery that has lunch and have some lunch somewhere and
do that kind of thing. Yeah. And then after that, we head out back to Sydney for a few days. So something else though, tomorrow, for those of you in North America time, the Fab Five are doing their monthly The Social Review. And we are going to try to get in on it. Now, that's at 7 p.m. Wednesday night, tomorrow for you people. It's already Wednesday afternoon at about 4:35 in the afternoon for us right now, whereas it's the wee hours of the morning for you in North America. But it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning here, Thursday, when the Social Review happens Wednesday at 7 p.m. So we're going to try and connect in. I don't know, I haven't tried the internet connection here for that. I may just go through my SIM card because we seem to have good luck with the SIM card as far as internet connections are concerned. So we're going to see. So we probably won't stay on. Well, we might stay on for the full time because it'll be 9 o'clock. We have nowhere we need to be in particular for any particular time that day. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be kind of interesting to do that. Yeah. Anything you want to say about today?
No.
No. Okay. Walter is getting better at the whole.
I'm getting better at driving on the left.
Not better at the parking, but better at the driving.
I am getting a little better with parking.
Okay. You just keep believing that. All right. So, yeah. So, we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Stephen and Walter in Oz. Bye.
Well, keep going.
That's Hungry Jack's. That's not that. Because there's the Country Hall of Fame's there.
Oh,
In about
yeah,
2
that's not where it
kilometers
is.
At the roundabout,
okay.
take the first exit onto Gunu Road.
So we're coming out of the hotel here in Tamworth, and we are headed towards the Big Guitar, which I don't think is much of anything. So we're not actually going to stop. It's going to be a drive-by video of the Big Guitar, maybe. I don't know. See, in the meanwhile, you get to see
All the bugs on there.
all the bugs on the window. And there is a ominous cloud above us, and it is chilly. Well, chilly by its standards of Australians. It's like 10 or 11 degrees C. Shorts weather, although we were just had breakfast in the hotel, and everybody in there, we were all wearing long pants, and one lady
there were 2 guys wearing shorts, but they were wearing sweaters.
Yeah. And there was one lady, she had a blanket on over her. So, yeah, Australians don't do
1
cold.
kilometer at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Gunu Road.
Gnu Road?
Yeah,
Okay, Gnu Road. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. This is we would have had to walk over an hour to get there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's why we didn't walk to see the Big Guitar, because I don't think it's probably worth the walk. Somebody did write me a message and said, yeah, the Big Guitar is kind of squashed between a McDonald's and something else. And we did see a glimpse of it on an advertisement on TV last night, and it looked like, well, yeah, it's bigger than a usual size of a guitar, but we're not talking here 300 feet in the air or anything like that. So, yeah. We'll put it up there with the Big Apple and the Big Banana, but who knows, we might be surprised.
Take the first exit onto Gunu Road.
And,
I guess this is like going to this.
yeah, the first exit, yeah, go in this lane. I'll be back. Still looking for the mysterious Big Guitar. Not sure where it be.
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto Gunu Road.
Also, apparently there is a museum at the Big Guitar too, which is a museum with guitars in it. Okay, this is the one.
There's a McDonald's up ahead.
Okay. McDonald's up ahead. Oh yes, in the distance. So that may be where.
At the
Big
roundabout,
Guitar
take the
is.
second exit onto Gunu Road.
By the way, if you're not used to roundabouts, Australia is not the place for you to come and drive, because they enjoy their roundabouts. And they're kind of scary. Okay, because you never know where they're going. You just have to play chicken. Especially this time of the day, because of course everybody's going to work.
In 1.5 kilometers at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Gunu Road.
And we've got flashing lights up here. Okay, now seeing the McDonald's over there. We're approaching possibly the Big Guitar. Can you feel the excitement in the air? Are you shivering with anticipation? Oh, look, there's a sign, Golden Guitar, 300 meters. We're almost there. We're less than 300 meters. And there's a big transport truck going the other way. And we're getting there. We're getting there.
In
We're getting
1
there.
kilometer at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Gunu Road.
I do not see a big.
There it is.
Where is it?
There.
There it is, the big guitar. There, look, we found the big guitar. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's my excitement for the day. Okay, so you saw the big guitar. Wasn't that a thrill? So now we can say that when we were in Australia, we have seen the big banana, the big apple, and now the big guitar. Yes, we have. I'm thrilled. Okay, so let's do a recap of last night. After we made our video, we went to dinner in the hotel. Well, not really. We worked it out, and if for what we had last night would have probably cost us about the same in Canada. So, I mean, it's been a while since we've been out to dinner and had like
A steak dinner.
yeah, like had it on that caliber. So we did have a starter. For those of us in North America, that's called an appetizer, which was garlic flatbread, which was okay, enough for 2 people. It was basically a flatbread with some roasted garlic on it and a little Parmesan and that kind of thing.
I think actually it was more like a wood oven fired pizza.
Well, yeah, they had a big wood oven there in the restaurant. That's where they were cooking things and stuff. So yeah, it was wood oven. It was very good. It was flavorful. I had no problems with that. We both got I think the cheapest steak on the menu, which was a 350 gram.
Yeah, they don't do anything small. 350 gram is
a 12 ounce.
A 12 ounce steak.
It was
Yeah.
It was a 12 ounce Angus sirloin.
Yeah.
Angus beef sirloin. That, and then you got to pick a side. They had a list of sides, and the list of sides included, like, you could have mashed potatoes or chunky chips, which are French fries, roasted vegetables, broccolini,
Some spinach thing.
some spinach thing, cream spinach, I think, or something like that. I don't know if there was anything else. I had and a salad. Or you could have a salad, so you pick from one of those. I was debating on the salad because I've been trying on this trip, to eat more salads as well, because really we're not getting vegetables and fruits on this as regularly as we should. So yeah, I had the roasted vegetables, and what did you have? You had the broccolini. The broccolini had something on it.
Yeah, it was sort of a mustardy type sauce.
Yeah, they seem to be big
sort
on
of
mustard.
a mustardy Bernaise type sauce.
Yeah. And the roasted vegetables, they were nice. It was a good variety of vegetables. I think there was onions and there was Brussels sprouts, and I think it was sweet potato. And I'm not a big fan of sweet potato, but actually it was roasted, and I think they probably roasted it and drizzled it in olive oil. Actually, it was kind of tasty.
Yeah.
So that was okay. The steaks were good. We ordered the medium rare, and they did come medium rare, and they were fine. They were good. The steaks cost with that. Oh, on the other sides, or the other things you had to pick a sauce. We both had the peppercorn sauce. They had several others, and then you were to pick up a mustard. They called it a mustard. So they did have like Dijon mustard. They had a horseradish. I had the horseradish, and it was basically horseradish with a little bit of, I think, Dijon mustard mixed into it. And there were a couple of other sauces too. Walter originally was going to have the hot, what was it called? The hot
English sauce, but I thought I don't normally eat that with a steak, so I just gave up. I just figured I didn't want it.
Well, I don't usually eat horseradish with a steak either.
No.
With prime rib with beef, yes. But anyways, I like horseradish, so I can eat with anything for that matter. That was interesting because when they brought us the steak came with the sauce that we ordered in a little container on the plate. But the mustard, the waitress came over and she had it on sort of a board, the different ones, and she put it on your plate for you, whatever amount you wanted. So yeah, it was. So that was $69 just for that.
Yeah.
The flatbread was about $15, I think.
Yeah.
Now we had to have a bottle of wine, of course. Now this place has a real selection of wines, as we said before. Like everything from, I think the cheapest wine was what, about $45
Yeah.
a bottle, up to, you know, a couple of hundred if you want it for that. We settled on an Australian Merlot called, what was it? Had a guy's
Philip
name?
somebody or another. I don't know. Philip Scott or something.
Philip Scott or Philip Shaw. I think it was
Philip Shaw.
Yeah, Philip Shaw. Have no idea what part of Australia that comes from.
It said it was New South Wales.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, but I don't know. It said New South Wales Orange, which I don't know what that meant.
Yeah. So, anyways, but we're going to the Hunter Valley today, and we have 2 nights in Hunter Valley, so we'll probably go around to maybe a couple of wineries and that. But I'll take a look and see when we're looking at wines to buy whether or not, like, where this wine is.
Probably be better off if we went into a BWS or something.
Yeah, that's
like that.
yeah, for that kind of
When
thing.
we're in Sydney to have a look.
More out of curiosity to see how much that wine really cost if
Yeah,
you
10
just bought
bucks.
it. Yeah, probably. Well, that's the way it is in our country too. You can count that any bottle of wine that you pay one price for in your, you know, bottle store, BWS, in our case, liquor store, multiply that cost by at least 3.
Yeah, like I think that one that we had at that place that your nephew took us to.
Yeah.
I thought I saw in a liquor store or in the store. We paid $72 for it, and I think it was like 12 or something.
Yeah, even maybe more, like 4 times.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, it depends on the place. So the bottle of wine, this bottle of wine that we got was 59.
I think this
56?
one was 56.
56. And it was fine. Didn't mind it. It was a good wine to have with steak, I think, because it worked well with it. I don't think I would want to just have it as a sipping wine or something like that. But it was okay. And then, so we figured, well, you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound, let's have dessert. So they had a selection of things on there. Now, originally, Walter says, well, they got key lime pie. And so I thought, oh, yeah, I like key lime pie. But they had ice cream. And they had this Neapolitan, they call it Neapolitan Sundae. It was 3 scoops of, 3 different flavors of ice cream, which, Neapolitan is usually vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. And that's what this was. But it was definitely a premium ice cream. And they had a sauce with it.
They claim they make it there, so.
Yeah, what, the ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh, they actually make it there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a nice ice cream. It was creamy. It had good flavor to it, and it had this chocolate raspberry infused sauce with it, and dollops of whipped cream too. It was actually quite good. I'm glad I got that over the key lime pie.
Yeah, because you never know in Australia what they mean by key lime pie.
Yeah. Well, you never know anywhere what they mean by key lime pie. I have found. They seem to name everything key lime pie when I don't know if it's really made with key limes or not, but whatever. And you had, what did you have? Oh, you had.
I had a sticky date pudding.
Oh, sticky date pudding. I tried
and
a little
it came
bit.
with a little bit of ice cream on the top, too.
Yeah, it was kind of rude looking, actually. I tried a little of that. It was actually very good, too.
Actually, it was really good. I like sticky toffee pudding.
Well, until you eat your vegetables, you cannot have any sticky toffee pudding.
I thought that was really good. That, for me, that was a perfect dessert.
So, perfect dessert for Walter. And we decided we'd have a liqueur, so we had some amaretto. Haven't had amaretto in a long time. And I like to order my amaretto on the rocks. Walter had his straight up I had it straight up in the glass. And so the final bill, now you have to remember, here in Australia, your final price on everything includes any taxes and you don't tip. So it was about $262.
Yeah, something like that.
About $262 for that. So plus we get 15% off because of in Canadian money. So really that wasn't out of the way for the kind of meal that we had. Now we went down this morning and had brekkie there. Walter already had arranged and paid in advance for brekkie with the cost of the room. And well, actually, I wish I'd had what Walter ordered. I ordered the Eggs Benedict, and it was okay, but but the eggs were done properly for an eggs Benedict. The hollandaise sauce had a little bit of a different taste, but not unpleasant than what I usually associate with hollandaise sauce. And but there was the ham. The ham was sort of, when I first looked at it, it looked like 3 slices of deli ham, you know. And I think it was, but I think it was a little bit better quality than your usual sandwich meat kind of a thing. It was tasty enough. Again, used to a little thicker cut of ham with eggs Benedict, but it was okay. And we had coffee, just black coffee, long black.
Yeah.
I'm never used to the terms that
I like
baristas
long
just long. Yeah, okay. Let's not go there. It's too early. But the coffee was good. I liked the coffee.
Yeah.
The coffee was good. And yeah, the brekkie was okay. Now, if we paid, what did you say we paid?
I don't recall when I made booked. I think it was $20 a piece.
Okay, because in the restaurant, if you bought it without having that in your package with your room, it would have been about $25 for each person. And you only got 1 cup of coffee. If you wanted a second cup of coffee, you had to pay extra for that. They had sort of a little buffet as well, which was also $25, but it was more granola, juices, fruit, that kind of stuff. So overall, that place was okay to stay at.
It was a nice place.
It was nice in there. And what did it cost us for the room for one night?
Well, for the room, including breakfast, it was $278. But you have to remember that's Australian dollars, so
Yeah.
that's about
$250 Canadian.
Yeah, $250 Canadian, which is actually pretty good considering. Because in Canada, for $250, you barely get a room. And then you have to pay tax on top.
On top of all of that, yeah. And there's several taxes you pay on top of all of that because there's tourist tax.
Yeah, overall accommodation in Australia is actually pretty inexpensive.
Yeah. So that was it. But would I come back to Tamworth? No.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. I'm sorry, but now I don't know. Maybe if you, I don't know if there are wineries in the area of Tamworth.
Not really. It's more in the area of Stanthorpe. I don't know what surrounds Tamworth. I didn't really look, but it's an old. I mean, for this kind of drive, we're doing back. I wanted to get a different viewpoint than driving the coastal road, and actually the scenery's been kind of interesting and stuff like that. So I think this drive has been worth taking this route.
Yeah. So we're on our way to the Hunter Valley to a place called, was it Pola?
It's hard to pronounce it. Pokolbin. I think it's Pokolbin or something.
Pokolbin or something like that. Anyways, I'm sure someone who's native here will tell us exactly how to say
pronouncing it completely wrong.
Yeah.
It's probably Pakabin or something
like
that.
Whatever. But that's where we're off to now. Now it's a bit of a drive today because
it's a couple hundred kilometers. So
yeah, right now we're 213 kilometers away.
Yeah, so it's a little over 100 miles, 130 miles or something like that.
Yeah. So that's what we're up to today. And as I said, it is a little bit cooler. Right now it's about, my watch says it's 12 degrees C. And it's supposed to be, I think, a high there of 20 degrees C, which 20 degrees C in Canada, that's a heat wave. So, yeah, we're not too worried about that. Look, more mountain. And somebody mentioned to us yesterday on a comment that this drive we're on today, we would be going in and out and over and around mountains quite a bit. Scenery. Let's go out the side window. the side when you hit that bump.
Yeah.
And it turned up my video. So don't do that.
Yeah, it happened on something else that I did. It pulls, it hit your screen and then it goes on.
Well, there's something unexpected. Along this roadway, it looks like they have a nuclear power plant right here.
I'm assuming it's a nuclear power plant.
It looks like it. Yeah, it says power station. There's a road that's called power station, so must be. Ooh, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
Let's see, another couple over
There's
there.
another couple over on the other side too. Can't see them now for the trees. That's a drive-through bottle store. So we're off the highway now and heading towards our destination, but along this road there are all kinds of different wineries, at least listed on the map I saw. So this is wine country in the Hunter Valley. And here comes a winery right here. This is
The Vigna.
the Vigna Estate. And Walter's driving in the ditch.
Okay.
Might want to stay on the road. And you can see, here's the winery. Vineyards right there. Hard to keep this steady so you can see it well, but lots of them down this road. Walter says there's a couple that have very expensive bottles of wine at like about like upwards towards $200. Oh, kangaroo crossing as well. See the little sweeties out in the field? No.
I haven't seen it yet.
Maybe they have them out here because they
It's-
stomp the grapes.
It's too. They're
Too
probably
sunny.
in the forests.
Yeah. Snoozing.
Pink Prosecco. Pink
Pink
Prosecco.
Prosecco. Prosecco. Looks like they might have some types of fruit trees here too. That's what those are, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what they make the pink Prosecco.
Oh, maybe. Here's another one,
The
Red
Red
Door.
Except they don't look like they're real estates like they do.
No,
in
like
Canada.
in Niagara on the lake, in our end of the world.
They put on a big production number and they make their wineries in Niagara on the lake look really prestigious.
Yeah. Here they look a little bit more rustic. Or at least what we're seeing right now, more vineyards right there. This
Oh,
is
that one's not too bad.
Adams Leap. Well, that's got kind of a place showcase there. This kind of reminds you of going along that roadway through Niagara on the lake,
Yeah.
where all the wineries are.
Too many to
Thistle
think
Hill.
of.
Yeah. Definitely lots of different wineries that they do not have their wine in our liquor stores in Canada. Greystone Estate. And Greystone Estate sounds familiar, but I don't know why. I don't know if we've seen any of their wines before.
I tried looking for Hunter Valley wines in the LCBO before we left, but I didn't find too many.
No, the only selections we have that stand out are McQuiggan's and
Yeah, and those wines that we get aren't necessarily made here in
No.
Hunter Valley. McGuigan's has got wineries all over Australia.
and then there's Wolf Blass.
But Wolf Blass isn't here. That's in
No, that's in the other one.
Barossa.
Yeah, Barossa Valley. There's the two fat blokes. Well, that is not where we. Well,
Yes, it
maybe.
was.
Oh, maybe it was. Yep, that was the place we were at. We weren't too impressed with two fat blokes. That was the last time we were here. Tintilla Estate. To keep the names of these places in mind for when we actually go into a bottle shop or whatever and see what they might have of these ones on their shelves if they do. Latitude 32.
Or like I said, when we go around maybe tomorrow or later today or whatever, we could go. Actually, I was thinking we could go to the Hunter Valley Gardens today,
Yeah.
and then maybe tomorrow go to a couple of the wineries.
Yeah.
Maybe figure out which ones we're going to go to.
Yeah, maybe we can pick up a guide or something that tells us a
Yeah.
little bit about, or maybe the hotel will have some kind of a guide in there too.
Yeah.
That gives us information about each of the wineries a little bit more to see what's interesting. What's this one? Mount Pleasant Hermitage. Big one up there. And you can smell the must of the grapes in the air. Four Pines.
I think so.
We saw something Four Pines. That was in a restaurant or someplace we
Yeah.
were at. Thomas Wines, Hunter Valley. All kinds of vineyards over there. Now that looks like a big place there. What's that one called? It's wine and food around Hermitage. Wait, this must be the entrance gate to it. That's Scarborough Wineries. Keith
Tulloch Wine.
Wines. Hey, you're getting a little private tour here of the wineries here in Hunter Valley.
Estate.
Is that
Castorina Estate.
Estates? Well, more later because I have to go into navigation mode because we're about to make some turns. Okay, we're approaching where we're staying and Walter's taking us down Okay. I'm not sure where he's taking us. But we're not, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Okay. shed. More narrow can you get?
I think we're going in the back way.
Ooh, watch this stick. Big stick.
Turn right onto Alicia Drive.
Okay, this is Alicia Drive. Turn right.
In 450 meters, turn left onto Vintage Avenue.
Am I dragging something?
I don't think so. No. Can't see anything hanging out of the back. And you found this place how?
Well, I think the road that I looked at when I was coming to supposedly to go here was the main road when I looked at it. I think we're coming in the back way.
Avenue.
I think so. So it's 50 minutes and turn left onto Vintage Avenue. This must be Vintage Avenue. Yeah, there's civilization up there on the top of the hill. That's a wellness retreat up there.
Yeah,
350 meters.
this is part
turn
of
left
it.
onto Cypress Drive.
300 meter Cypress Drive. It's always an adventure. I think we're taking you along with us because we don't know where we're going.
Turn left onto Cypress Drive.
90 meters, 80 meters. Okay, I guess Cypress Drive. I guess we have to go down here. Okay.
In 350 meters, take a slight left turn.
Yeah.
We went in the back way. Because they had showed a picture of all these big gates that you go through at there, and this is the back way.
Okay. Take a slight left to go down this way. Cypress Drive. Take
a slight left turn, then arrive at your destination.
Car. Take a slight left, okay. I think they mean to go down here.
Yeah.
Arrive at. Okay, this must be the place. Okay. Yellowwood Center.
Turn right, then turn right.
Something Center, Resort Center. Oh, this is the one that's the resort, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not sure where we're going.
I don't know either. I think you should go. We'll come back. So this is the resort we're staying at. What's this resort called?
Oaks.
Oaks, Cypress Lakes. This is the main entrance here. And we're pretty sure we came in through the back way. Not unusual for us. Okay, this is our villa here at, what was this called? This is
Oaks, Cypress, Hunter Valley.
Oaks.
Cypress.
Cypress. Hunter Valley.
Yeah, Cypress Golf Resort.
Oh, okay. It's a golf resort kind of a place. But you see, this is our balcony. It looks into the mountains. Nice view of it. Nice table on the outside here. Big. We can have parties. All the guests can come over and we'll party till we hardy. And here we have our dining area. Full kitchen, dishwasher, stove, microwave, pots, pans, everything you want, Walter. We have our furniture. Nice big window here, too. And I'm going to shut it. It's a bit breezy. That'd be nice tonight. We could have some, if we can find some wine. We're in Hunter Valley. We could sit out there and have a nice little tete-a-tete.
Well, maybe if we can find a place to pick up
Some food we could.
go to a place.
Yeah.
We can just,
And it does have nice big TV set in the living room, but we have not one, but 2 bedrooms.
oh, good, I can sleep.
No, you're not sleeping in the other bedroom. I get scared. The boogeyman will get me. I hope. TV. It's a little dated, but not bad. Ensuite with both a tub and a shower stall, as you can see. And then the second bedroom is over here. Has a view looking up to where there's other parking area up here. But very much same as the other room. TV sets here. Lots of closet and cupboard space. We're not staying that long that we need all that. Then it has another bathroom here. This one does not have a bathtub, but it does have a shower stall. And you'll say, will you use? And a real Nespresso. Ooh. Let's check the kitchen out. So refrigerator, our glassware. We have a toaster, a kettle, microwave, oven, stovetop, and an espresso. A real one. Ooh, wow. And everything else we need, and a dishwasher. Tons of cupboard space. Anything in the cupboards? Yes, lots of plates and pots and pans and things. Ooh, that's the hidden safe in there, see? And our flatware. So yeah, we have 2 nights here, and guess this will do fine. No problem. I just opened up this cupboard and discovered we have a washer and a dryer, which you didn't book it for that, did you?
No, I didn't. Actually, this room's bigger than the one I bought.
So we basically got an upgrade, which is fine. Not going to complain. So what's in this cupboard? Oh, well, we can do our own vacuuming if we wish, because we have a vacuum cleaner in here as well. Okay. I'm not doing housework. But yeah, really, little surprises everywhere around. Another thing, though, it does not have. Yes, I know. C. Flores or whatever is going to be uptight with me. No USB hookups. However, there is something here that looks like it should be hooked into the TV, but what is this? Foxtel. This looks like maybe it's wireless. Well, we didn't ask about the Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah, it might be in
It might be in the, they gave us a very extensive little booklet, so it's probably in there. Yeah, I think this will be quite comfortable. Some more views of the vineyards. Some of the wineries down here as well. And they have chocolate.
Fudge factory.
It's a fudge factory.
Fudge factory.
Bunch of fudge packers in there. We're just a couple of filthy old men. Yeah, so while I'm talking here, as we head towards Harrigan's, which is a pub near McGuinnan's winery, which McGuinnan's wines we can get in Ontario, a few of them, a couple of them, not their whole selection. We buy them quite often, actually. But
Only because they're cheap.
yeah, only because they're cheap. Well, I don't know what they are here.
Well, they're not bad tasting.
Yeah, they're cheap. you know us, we're the connoisseurs of fine, cheap wine. So anyways, the hotel room, a little update on it. We discovered that one, the phone in the room doesn't work at all. And I was trying to use it to call reception desk because the internet didn't work at all. And we didn't have a password, and any of the stuff they handed to us did not have any information about the internet. There was an internet box in the room hooked up, but it didn't seem to be doing anything. So, that, and we were trying to figure out how to use the heating / air conditioning units, because that wasn't happening either. So we went back down to reception. Now to get down to reception, you have to actually drive. It's not just a little hop, skip, and a jump and you're there. It's actually quite a ways, because they've put us in the back 40 of this place. 350 meters, you're going to be turning at the first exit in the roundabout, just giving Walter car directions here. So we went down to reception. Yeah, they knew that wasn't working because they're doing some renovations, that kind of thing. Well, that was for the phone, but you have a cell phone. Yeah, we do. We can just use that. Okay, fine. Next thing was the internet. Yeah, I said the internet I need. And so second exit on here. So they gave me a modem, a little tiny modem to plug in, and information was on the display about what the network was and how to hook into it, the password. Okay, fine. That'll work. And then, so we got that, and they said they'd call a maintenance guy to come in and look at the air conditioning. Okay, fine. So we get back to the room. I plug in the modem. All right, that worked. Fine. Walter went online to YouTube, figured out how to use the system, and that worked. Okay, fine. So I said, well, we need to go back down, tell them to cancel. Says we can't call them because that's not working, and let them know that, you know, we don't need the maintenance guy. We figured it out on our own. But then while I was looking around the room, the floors are filthy. There's killer dust bunnies everywhere. There's little pieces of crap on the carpets everywhere. And when we first got into the room, I think I mentioned it, all the cushions, okay, in 350 meters, you're turning left. The cushions on the furniture and everything were, I would say so. Yep, it is. Harrigan's. This is where we're going here. Anyways, it looked like the room, someone had started cleaning the room before we arrived and never finished it for one reason or another. So I went back down, told them, okay, floors are filthy, those need to be cleaned, told them what I just told you. And they said, oh, so sorry, sir. And I said, so, you know, we've come 12,000 kilometers here. We were iffy whether we were going to stay here because we researched it and it was kind of hit and miss on the reviews about your establishment. I do have a YouTube channel. I will be talking about this on that. And they, oh, we're so sorry, sir. We do apologize. Can we get you a coffee? No, that's not going to work. So we'll see. Now, maybe some of you think I'm being picky. Yeah, I am. It's my money. I expect a certain level of quality. And I don't think I'm asking too much to have an internet system that works, a telephone that works, and a floor that's clean. Okay, more about this later. So this is Harrigan's, and it's where we're going to have some lunch. We could have stayed here too, Walter said, but they didn't have any room, and a nice deck up at the top. Okay, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday's rib night. Okay, we're at McGuigan's Wines, which we went into their old location, which is across the road, not knowing that they had changed to come to this location, which is also called Roche Estates. So I don't know, it looks like they have other things in here as well, according to the sign, as you can see. Yeah. So we, as I said earlier, we actually drink McGuigan's wines in Canada, in Ontario. We can only get a couple of different types, and we usually get the cheapest. So it'll be interesting to see what other things that they have that we have never seen before. This isn't really a winery. It is more an outlet, I think, where they sell the McGuigan wines, because there's food places here and everything like that. Not what we're used to at all. So it's interesting, but I don't think they really understand the concept at all. But I could be wrong. Maybe that's just this place. Because actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like it's an outlet mall for wines. See, it looks like this is a wine tasting venue for different wines.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into McGuigan's and see what this is all about. Is it? You sure?
Yeah. The guy that asked us about what you do.
Yeah. Have to mention to him. Okay, so should we try a tasting or?
I'm not going to have it.
No, well then, I'm not either. Well, I don't know. Warm in here. So there's all their wines up on that. What's on the little paper underneath the glass? Do you have the price list?
Tasting list, white, red, $30. Yeah, $30 isn't bad for a.
No.
So.
Well, did we want to get
Why
one?
don't you try? Yeah.
What, you want me to try one?
Yeah, try one.
Okay, well, sit here. Hello. Sit here. Well, okay.